Okay, wait for a while. Okay. Okay. Okay, Prof, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, can I start with the progress? Our research progress presentation.
Okay,
so for today, our discussion, I want to report about the research progress about three things. The first is about the data collection that has been done, and the data analysis that I think that's all of the data that I collect is on the analysis, and I can present to you the final analysis from the data collection. And the third things that I want to discuss today is about the article publication, the second paper. Okay, the data collection that has been done on Friday, 22nd October. No, 2021, not 2022. Last year.
Last year, okay.
Yeah. Location, the research that the data I take from the Kukuh village, Kerambitan district, Tabanan Regency, and Bali province. In that, the data that from the interviews I collect from four subject, that head of village, head of Banjar, head of village enterprises, and leader of community-based microfinance. And this is about the data collection that was done, and I've been done the data analysis from the data that I collect using Atlas.ti 9. That's from the analysis I got the 66 96 codes, 17 code graphs, and 5 networks. Can I share the? Sorry, this is the 4 interview that I transcript. From the 4 interviewees. First, I transcript the recording of the interviews, and like this. I'm not translate to the English, still on the bahasa they use, but maybe in our report, if I think we will describe more, I will translate in English and cite the original language they use.
Okay, Dewa. First, I want to introduce. We have Wang Ling from China.
Okay. Hello.
This is Dewa from Indonesia, from Bali.
Hello.
Very nice place for you to visit. So you must visit Bali one day.
Okay. Thank you for promote, Prof.
I've been to Shanghai, but Shanghai is like, is it far from your place? Shanghai?
No, about 100 kilometers next to me.
So within the area, because China is a very large country. 100 kilometers is small. Okay, so basically, just for some introduction, okay, actually Dewa has been doing very good progress until the virus, whereby everything closes down. So actually, the virus affected everything. Okay, everything. So now, this year, we are just trying our best to motivate ourselves to get started again, because previously when there is this virus, everything, the focus is now just to survive rather than to develop anything. So people were not thinking how do we develop ourselves, rather than people were thinking
Just survive.
how do we survive. How do we survive? But now I think things are getting better, so
Yes.
hopefully we can start. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now just for your information, okay, what Dewa is doing is that actually what he's not producing any technology in a way, but he is trying to come up with a particular like a
Framework.
technological society framework, okay, whereby this framework, hopefully with the use of proper ICT, okay, proper IT, okay, within the community, okay, within it will actually support in terms of the entrepreneur, the businesses, small businesses in the area. So with the use of IT, but the use of IT is not just random. It is in a way that is a structure that is sort of supporting of the local heritage and culture of the society itself. It's not something that we want to push. Okay, this is the traditional structure. So put this aside. Let us have how to do business China style, for example. So we don't want that. Okay, now this is Bali. Bali has a culture, and we actually appreciate and we value this culture very much. Okay, so we were thinking of how can we actually use IT, incorporate IT, so that this structure, this framework can help the people of the small communities, especially supporting the small businesses. We are not interested in the big businesses, but the small businesses. So this is what we are trying to do. Yes.
Yeah.
So for Dewa, is actually the micro entrepreneurship, microfinance, financing, and so on. So actually, actually we have come up with a initial framework structure, but now the process was, this is when the virus struck. Okay, it's going to do data collection, and now I think Dewa is presenting some of the data. He is doing it's like a mixed method. There is a qualitative, there is quantitative. Okay, that's what we call action research and so on. Okay, some of the methods that it's not for you, Wang Ling, but this is what he's doing. Okay, but let us just listen to him. Okay, what's the progress like, and how we can move forward with this. Okay, Dewa, please proceed.
Yes, thank you, sir. This is the 4 documents that I transcribed the interview that I have been done. I do the code. I do the code of this interview, and the codes that I have from those interview is 96 codes. 96 codes, and I group that codes into the 17 code groups. 17 code groups. Maybe for our visualize the analysis that I've been done, I made the networks about maybe this network visualize that what the interviewee is thinking about this research, and what will be this research will be. So we will build the framework to solve their problems. The first networks that I call it micro enterprises. I'm sorry. Okay. This is the micro enterprises.
Can you zoom in?
Yes, please. Yes, sir. Okay.
So I need to plug into a bigger monitor.
Charger.
So that
Yes, 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 please.
Okay. Ah, I have a very large 32-inch monitor in front of me.
Wow.
So you
I
can
miss
view.
that room, sir.
Yeah. So you are welcome to come here anytime. But from 16 to 30th of November, middle of this November until end of the November, I will
Yeah.
be overseas for 2 weeks, won't be
Yes.
available to you. So that's why I want to have this discussion early so that by the time when I'm back here, so we
Yes.
can see, have a look. So what's the progress like, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. First and foremost, in terms of the transcription, no need for you to transcribe everything
Yeah.
from bahasa Indonesia, okay, to English. Okay. Only when you write, for example, your thesis, or you want to actually include some of the things that was, for example, you want to quote something, okay, only then you translate that. Okay,
Oh,
so if, for example,
yes.
you do not want to actually include the actual statement, okay, no need for you to translate. This is similar to, for example, those you interview, let's say you do the interview in Mandarin. Okay,
Yes.
do you need to actually translate everything? No, no. Okay, but of course, the concepts that you identify from the interview from the data collection, the concepts, the points, and so on, you need to translate that. You need to translate that. For example, let's say that you have the different notes, right? Just now you have the different notes. This is correct, whereby you translate that into English, which we
Yes.
can understand. Okay, previously, I have one student. I am the assessor. It's not my student, but I'm the assessor. A student from China. I think that the research was very good. This was during the proposal defense. But unfortunately, even the concept, okay, the concept, he has like a diagram, a framework, everything in Mandarin. In Chinese, it's not translated, not even the point. So I said to him, okay, you cannot be doing this. Okay, you need to present. So we are not asking for you to present everything, but the most important things that represent your model or your framework must be translated, and it must use the terminology that is familiar to those who are doing research in this area. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you translate. Okay, so okay, this is good. I think you have, can you actually, you have several notes, can you just read out the notes so that
The notes from the
yeah, for example, this one, legal entity, you have this lots of things. Okay, can you
yes.
go one by one?
Okay. This is the quotes that I made from the interview from 4 interviewees. I made the code groups. That's the first except for example this village enterprise that they talk about the legal entity, kemudian boom desa services, boom desa owned
What's
by
boom?
village.
What's
Boom
boom
desa,
desa?
is village enterprise.
BUM, boom.
Boom
That is what's
badan
this
usaha,
Indonesia
that's akronym.
Okay.
Badan usaha milik desa.
This is like the village owned
Enterprise.
enterprise entity, right? Something like
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Officially owned by village.
Okay.
Okay. Then I have the quotes about boom desa retail and wholesales is correlated with the quote boom desa synergy with micro enterprise, and boom desa challenges that have part Bumdesa synergy with Banjar. This is the orange codes is synergy for development. Another thing is synergy of micro enterprise and microfinance. They talk about that stakeholder collaboration and village synergized programs. The village synergized program and collaboration have part inter micro enterprise corporation. They talk about that. This is the code group is inter micro enterprise corporation. Another things is local. They talk about local based supply, and then the commodities supply consignment system. This is what their business, their business models. About the commodities supply that associate with the product order, product delivery. Another one is consignment system is associated with product pricing strategy. This they make the consignment system about their pricing strategy. And the next code groups is micro enterprise business process. Another code is production process, production packaging, and they talk about product marketing. In the code of product marketing, we found that that have contradicts with problem market of marketing by BUMDA. The BUMDA is the association of the BUMDES. The larger in the district level, district or regency level.
How does it contradicts between these two?
Because they talk about they talk about the micro enterprise business process. They have marketing product marketing, but they also talk about the association of this BUMDES is not well established the marketing. So they just do it by themselves. They hope that the BUMDES will help by BUMDA to marketing their products, because every BUMDES is have their specific product. In my research, in my case study research, their specific product is agriculture. They have rice. About that, maybe in another district, they have another commodities like that, Prof. So I give this analysis that there are contradicts in the product marketing that is a business process of micro enterprise, but in other side is there is a problem of marketing by BUMDA. They said about this.
Is the problem because of the there's not enough workforce, or perhaps the knowledge is limited knowledge? Why is it cannot be marketed by BUMDA?
About the collaboration, I think, and the platform that is for today, they don't have the platform to collaborate. Maybe our smart Banjar will be connect them. In every micro enterprise in one Banjar become in one village and another village. Maybe we will use this.
So this is a very important point that you need to note, because basically this is one of the things that by having technology can actually improve. Okay, we are not saying that it can solve the problem 100%, but by having technology, a proper technology, how the technology can be actually incorporated in a structured and systematic way, okay, it will hopefully can improve in terms of the collaboration between these two entities, so that in terms of the marketing of the product, okay, the product that is produced by the different villages, okay, can be better. Because I think this is one of the things that you need to put a star there, note. Okay, so one of the things that how you improve, okay, how this can be improved, this part. Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's still loading.
It's okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay, can I continue, Prof?
Yes, please.
Okay. The code groups about micro enterprise development. This is the micro enterprise business process, and this I call micro enterprise development. Another things is about they said about micro enterprise types, independent business development. Independent, it means the people micro business, they develop their business independently, not really in the the village government have a regulation like that. Not yet have they don't have regulation about that. So they said that the micro enterprise from the society or the people is independent business development. Another thing is about source of capital is micro enterprise capital support. Okay, and they have micro enterprise data is part of the. This is we connected the micro enterprise and the Banjar. They said the Banjar as an institution under the village have the as the data source. And these things, Banjar as the data source, is cause of Banjar government as a facilitator. So they mention about Banjar as an institution, just a facilitator. So the business, they can get the capital support, but not from the Banjar. The Banjar just facilitator. They give them the letter about their business, and then about the business in the Banjar, like that, just like that. So
Meaning that this is like more of like a recommendation.
Yes,
right?
about this thing they mention recommendation from head of Banjar. So Banjar just as a facilitator.
Okay. And basically what we want is that to retain the structure, right?
Yes.
Because that is part of the culture. Or do you think that you want the Banja to have a bigger role?
No, we will. If you remember, I'm sorry, Prof. Can I remind you in the framework?
You need to remind me of the framework. It was
Okay.
like 2 years ago.
Okay. Wait for a while. Maybe from this. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I hope we don't adding more authority to the Banjar, but we give them the solution, the framework, the recommendation that they show in the environment context. We build a advisory board. In this advisory board, there is a central and local government. So this advisory board will build a policies to facilitate the technology in this smart Banjar things is running and sustainably, like that, Prof. So
Okay.
they include in this, still just give the recommendation as him as a head of Banjar, but if this framework is they adopt this framework, they will with another entities, village deliberation agency, customary institution, research institution, they build the policies. So like that, Prof.
Okay. So
Okay.
because basically after this, we need to actually map everything what we have done to our original model to
Yes.
see what are the things that we may add to the framework, or
Yes.
perhaps we need to change something.
Yes.
So these
Of
are the
course.
things that how okay, because now we have all this data, all the nodes. Okay. Okay, let us because basically I think there's a lot of data that you have. Okay,
Yes.
and what you have is actually an expansion of the framework, because normally
Yeah.
when you have a framework, for example, this is the very large
Concept one.
framework.
Yeah.
Then when you collect data, so you go into details, the
Yeah.
details. Okay, you talk about the different aspects of how the head of Banja collaborate with the businesses and so on. Okay, so that is like a lower level. You go into more detail and so on. And I think this is the things, okay, which I do think is very important. So what you have done, actually, you have done this correctly, because you do get some uh, information. Okay, now based
Atsan
on
in my
this,
place. There is Atsan in my place.
okay, let us pause for a while. Wang
Yeah.
Ling, okay, Dewa is actually a Hindu, but I'm actually gratified to say that we respect each other's religion.
Oh,
Yeah, because in Bali is not Muslim. Majority is
oh,
Hindu.
I know.
But in backyard of my home is the mosque.
Okay. Okay, let us just pause for a while. You can have some drinks. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, can we go back to the
Yes.
notes just now?
The notes.
Okay, this one. Okay, this one. Okay. This is micro enterprise, right?
Yes, micro enterprise.
What about the microfinancing?
After this, I can present the microfinance.
Okay. Let's just go as a no need to go point by point. So at least I have understanding on
Yes.
what type of data that you have collected. So that's enough for me. Okay.
Okay. Maybe
Can we go?
just one thing about the smart concept with the ICT. That's the whole things that we will build. We give to the community as the smart Banjar concept.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The big framework, a big network. So this is, I call this the smart concept with ICT adoption. We believe that this concept will be improve the society welfare.
Can you zoom in?
Yes. Okay. We start from this thing. I call this as a community development. In the data collection, in the interview that I've been done, they said about there are centralized funds in the village. It means that the Banjar not manage the money, but money from the village government. And village development program, there are village development programs centralized by the head of village. So the head of Banjar just do what the plan of the head of village. In another side, they said about the village centralized programs that have part is Banjar as a community entity. So Banjar as the community entity is part of village centralized program. So our framework, I think our framework is true that we included the Banjar under the village or inside the village. And about the smart concept that we will be introduced to them, the community development have a head of village policy. In currently, the head of village policy is the farmer empowerment and the
Okay.
empowerment. Yes.
Dewa. Okay. How you pronounce POLICY? That's policy. Policy.
Policy. Oh, sorry.
Okay. We don't
Policy.
say policy. Policy.
Okay.
Okay.
Policy.
Because I'm going to actually correct you now.
Okay.
So
Thank
that
you.
because after this is a very important element. So you want to make sure that the writing is perfect and the pronunciation is also perfect.
Okay, Prof.
But the
I learn
concept
more.
is very good. Concept is very good. Okay.
Okay. I can continue, Prof.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Head of village policy, and the head of village policy, there is two. Is a farmer empowerment and empowerment of agricultural project. And this empowerment of agricultural product is part of smart farming, also the farmer empowerment. And this is connected with we call the village development strategy is part of they have a declaration. The Desa Kukuh is the digital village declaration. They has been as a digital village. This is associated with the smart village of Indonesia. And if we talk about the smart village of Indonesia, there is a smart people, and in the smart people is cause the cause is digital community and digital literacy. This all
Okay.
is from their
Okay.
thoughts.
How do you define smart people? Smart people.
In the component of smart village, there is smart people.
Okay, because smart people, based on just the word, smart means that people who are clever, people who are intelligent, okay? Rather than people who actually, do you mean smart people is those who actually utilizes technology? So is
Yes.
this what
Literacy.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Yes, the literacy, sir.
okay. So do not
Yeah.
use the term smart people, because smart people, when you say smart people and we say these are all with like a very high IQ and so on, that's the meaning. Okay, based on just when I say smart, oh, there are so many smart people. Smart means that they are clever, their IQ is like 140, 150. Smart people. Okay, okay, but maybe we can say that IT savvy people. Okay, now in terms of the terminology, so what I would like you to do for these smart people, okay,
Yes.
try to, based on your
The
reading
journal.
from the literature,
Yeah.
try to find a different word
Yes.
rather than smart people, which means that people who actually, who are knowledgeable and
To you.
who utilizes the technology to
Yes.
support the different aspects of what you are doing in terms of the businesses, the, of personal use, in terms of the marketing and so on. So this is what we call, because now smart people is referring to the individuals, right? Right? Not the community. It's referring to the individuals.
Yes.
Is it true?
Yes. Yes and no. uh,
Okay.
yes, maybe because this term is from we have the smart city framework from the professor ITB from the ITB University. That's they use the term smart people to give
Meaning
note that
that the term smart people is actually used.
yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. If
that's mean
okay,
the literacy that the technology, everything high tech will be used properly if we think about the smart people. We prepare for the smart people. The
okay. So basically now, okay, now if that is the case, meaning
just
that
technology.
this term is actually being used, has been actually has been used in a published paper and so on. Okay, it's okay for you to use this smart people, but later on, before when every time when you try to introduce to those who are looking
Yes.
at your framework, sometimes we can see that, okay, we have digital literacy, digital community, smart village. And then when you come to smart people, people think, oh, people who are smart. But then it does not mean that. It means a different thing. So basically, when you come to the smart people, give a definition. So meaning that, okay, in my framework, smart people means what kind of people. Okay, so that is the things that I think comes naturally, because people will be misunderstood
Yes.
because they think that smart people, or people who has IQ 130 and above, smart people.
Okay.
Okay,
The
but this
genius.
is good. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
genius.
Okay.
Okay,
I
yeah.
continue just a little bit. The smart village of Indonesia is that has part digitized data of micro, small, and medium enterprise. And as I mentioned before, that Banjar as the data source is a part of these things. And I give the correlation in the smart village of Indonesian. They talk about the prosper the community. So in this analysis, we give the justification is smart village of Indonesian is prosper the community. This this thing people welfare. Another one is impact on village development, and optimal community-based economy. This is about the microfinance. This is about microfinance. Okay. Impact on village development, cause of boom desa synergy with the micro enterprise. And in the ICT part, I divided into two things. The current ICT adoption, they establish in there, and they talk about the future ICT adoption. The current ICT adoption is they have built e-complaint in the web base. They give statement that the IT they use is service acceleration, give the service acceleration to the community, to the people, to the. They talk about the millennials micro enterprise ICT adoption. They believe that the millennials is better use the ICT, and administration system. They have system, the ICT system to help their administration things in the village. And this is associated with the Banjar as the community. And then they talk about chatting application to dissemination the information. ICT for dissemination, information dissemination. They use the WhatsApp group like that. And then this is about the payment system in the boom desa. They use the transfer, the technology things, not cash. And then, but they mention about the lack of ICT adoption. So I give the correlation is contradicts. So they said about the system, the ICT things that they adopt, but they still give the opinion that they have a lack of ICT adoption. This correlation with the future, maybe they think about this future ICT adoption. And they hope that the future ICT adoption is the user-friendly application, and in the microfinance is under the Banjar and the village. They are microfinance private feature that I've been built, sir. For today, I've been built this ICT things, microfinance admin feature, and microfinance public feature. This is part of community-based microfinance. I have planned this month. I will implement that system that I've been built to this community-based microfinance. And just a little bit, they hope this is about the micro enterprise. There is a online marketplace and order system. Is part of BUMDESA synergy with micro enterprise. So BUMDESA as a distributor, and the warung, the micro business that people have, become the micro enterprise and synergy with the BUMDESA with the adopt of technology, maybe in the form of online marketplace and the ICT order system. And the last things is in the future ICT adoption, they said they need the coaching. This is about the people competencies that they must build the capacity building for the people and upgrade skill for the people. That's all, Prof, from the data analysis.
Okay, now, is it possible for, let's say that next week, can we have this another meeting on Wednesday next week?
Yes, Prof. Sure.
Okay, so what I want you to do now is that I would like to know, because now when we see this framework, okay, just from the framework itself, I do not know whether, for example, let's say that we have this one, you can see the boom desa synergy with micro enterprise, the orange. Next to is part of order system. We have order system, online marketplace, right?
Yes.
So my question is that, is the order system in place, or it is non-existent, or is it partially existence.
Oh, okay.
So basically, examples. Now we have all these actually different color boxes, which is fine because it represents different
Code
entities
groups,
and concepts,
different code groups.
groups. Okay,
Yeah.
but for example, let's say that let's go to the pink one, coaching. Okay, you have coaching capacity building, right? Coaching capacity building, upgrade skill. Now, is this based on your interview? Based on interview, is coaching considered like now there's almost no coaching, or perhaps the coaching is like partial and so on? So what is the level of each of these? Okay, so did you get some from the interview? Did you get some at least some idea? Okay, excuse me. Boleh. Okay, so what I want you to do is that based on the best of your knowledge, based on what you have gathered, okay, come up with actually, okay, this one is fine, but another another framework, the same with the framework, but can you use the different color code to differentiate between what level of adoption that has in place? Okay, for example, let's say for coaching, let's say that you choose to have like low, medium, high. Let's say that you want to actually differentiate, you have low, medium, high. So let's say for low is like yellow, for example. Medium or moderate is a different color, and high is of a different color. So here, excuse me, can we actually get different colors of these boxes to highlight the level of adoption of ICT, or perhaps the structure is there? It may not be 100% ICT, but what is the level? Is
For
it
now, I
possible
don't
for you?
know. Because this colors is from the code groups that I made. The seven.
We understand. I'm not asking you to change the color.
Yes.
We understand this group is very important, but now, for example, let's say that you have, let's say that I go back to the, okay, see ICT adoption, the blue, okay, ICT adoption. You have the payment system is part of the ICT adoption.
Yes. Okay.
Now, if you are to actually rate at the level of low, moderate, or high in terms of whether the payment system exists at this point of time, so is it low, moderate, or high?
For now is low.
For now.
Low.
For now, low.
Low.
Okay. What about ICT for information dissemination?
Low. Sorry, the payment system is medium because they use transfer. The payment system medium. The ICT for dissemination is low because they just use WhatsApp. So that's not minutes well.
Okay, so my actually, because now I see what you have here is a framework. You see all this diagram, this is a framework. Okay, so is it possible for you to come up with a not a different framework, but this framework
Okay.
But we want to focus on the level of adoption, because you remember, because it's independent, it's about ICT adoption, whether there is
Okay.
no adoption or there is high adoption, or is it moderate adoption. So
Okay.
is it possible for you somehow to actually to show to us
Okay.
for each of these different colored boxes,
Okay.
okay, what is the level? For example, now I'm recommending is low, moderate, and high.
Okay.
You may choose to put in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 is the
Highest.
highest and 1 is the, but if you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be better as a survey. Right? That would
Yeah.
be if you later on do data collection, you want to see the what level and so on, that would be a survey. But normally from interview, it's difficult for you to differentiate between
Yeah.
1 to 5. But normally you can say that, okay, this is
The
low, this
qualitative.
is moderate,
Low,
this is
moderate.
high. High doesn't mean that high is perfect, but high is like, okay, this is good. Okay, so
Okay.
if you
Okay.
can actually, our next meeting,
Okay, bro.
I want to see from all of this existing, okay, is it
Oh,
what is
the
low, what
existing.
is moderate? Yeah, existing, not in the future, existing.
Okay.
Like for example, they say that ICT adoption, e-complaint. Okay, you have this one, e-complaint.
Okay.
Okay, is it low, moderate, or high currently based
Okay.
on so basically, I would like to see in terms of as a whole, we can see that now these are the things that the you have to want to have something that is smart, something that needs to improve. So at least we know the general situation within the banja structure. Okay, so in terms of ICT adoption, for example, so what is the different level of implementation?
Okay, bro.
And you can actually you said that this is part of the interview. So basically those who actually you interview does not really say that, oh, this is low, moderate, high, but you can actually highlight this is based on your understanding,
Okay.
based on what you gather from the interview. So this is low, moderate, high, and so on. So
Okay.
I want to see that, because we want to see what level. Because now if you look at your framework, it all looks very nice, because it's like, oh, this, if you can have everything like this, then the implementation of ICT, okay, as to promote the smart concept within the Banja would be very good. But then what is the current level?
Okay, bro.
So when you are able to show that this is the current level and this is the ideal, meaning that the things that ideally, okay, meaning that is perfect, if you can achieve this is perfect, then you
Okay.
can see there is a gap. There is a
Oh,
gap between the current situation and the situation that you want to achieve. And the situation is you want to achieve is considered the perfect scenario of the smart Banjar. Perfect. So if everything is perfect, this is like this, you have all this. But now we want to see what is the currently, this one, what is the perfect one? How do we get in between? Because it's impossible for you to get something that is perfect, right? Nobody's
yes.
perfect. But what can we look into this? Okay, we can see this one. And this actually will support, for example, later on when you actually present, you defend your framework. Because the one thing that always assesses, those who assess your PhD will ask, let's say those come up with a framework, okay, the framework, then they say, okay, the framework looks very nice. So what? So what? They will be asking, so what? So it's nice, fine. So what? Why is it important? Why is it important? Okay. And this is when you see that, okay, this is important because the community, even the people, the Indonesian government, everyone acknowledges that you need to better utilization of ICT, the smart concept, okay, for the people, especially in the Banjar society, in the structure, in the
Yes.
Banjar, okay, to actually to survive and to thrive in terms of socio-economy in the this is 21st century, in the 21st century, right? In this millennium, okay, this decade and so on, especially now it's like post-COVID and so on. So what are needed? So here you can actually highlight, you can see that now the level of different aspects of the smart implementation of Banjar. People have some general idea, but they have no idea what actually is lacking. So now what you are doing is that you are actually from your data that you have collected, combined with your idea with the framework, you are highlighting that, okay, now this is, you consider your framework that perhaps one of your proposed perfect scenario, this is actually what's happening now. Okay, so what are the things if you are to improve, okay, in terms of the social economy, the microfinancing, micro businesses, and so on? What are the different elements that needs to be improved
Okay.
to achieve this smart concept? And this is represented by all these entities, this small, the blue box, the pink box, and so on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I
But
understand.
yeah, so
Maybe we can use that things in the quantitative, sorry, in the
yes,
quantitative, we will get this do the survey, so we can what is called, um, we we want to know what the level after the
yes.
system, the ICT we develop in that site, like that stuff.
So this is when you see that, because you are using mixed method in a way, okay, from the interview, you identify what
Mm.
are the different sub entities, okay, you have all these small boxes from the interview, and okay, from the interview, okay, because when you interview, you just interview few people, right?
Yes.
Few people, you cannot for sure generalize this to the whole of the Banjar. You don't know, but this is what you have gathered. So when you have all this, okay, based on your interview with these few people, you can actually highlight the different level at this estimation, but later on, you can do a survey asking more people about, okay, give, for example, you take in terms of, let's say, user-friendly application. This is one entity, user-friendly application.
Yes.
You can ask them, okay, questionnaire regarding this. Ask them to rate what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
and from there you can see that whether the data matches what you originally highlight. So if, for example, there is a possible correlation in terms of what you think when you interview is
Okay.
similar to what is actually gathered, and perhaps you can also ask the level of importance during the survey, asking them, okay, is user-friendly application is something that is important, okay, in terms of to achieve all this. You can ask them, okay, so that is so with combination of the level of importance plus it is from the data from the interview, it correlates between the data from the survey. So that is one of the way that you can verify the entity that this you can retain this. You can retain this.
Okay.
Okay, for example, another way later on, let's say that you take one entity. Here, you have coaching.
Okay.
But then when you interview, when you actually do a survey, asking them, what do you think? Nobody say that coaching is important. They say it's not important, it's not important, it's not. One says that it's not important or so on. Okay, then there is a mismatch between whether coaching should be or should not be within your framework. So this is when, okay, you need to have later on a proper rule. How do you have a rule to retain what's inside your framework, or should you actually take this element entity out of your framework? So that particular rule will be executed systematically across your framework. So basically, the process now would be, okay, you have general, initially you have the very general smart baja concept.
Yes.
From the literature, right?
Yes.
And then from the understanding of the smart baja concept, you try to go more detail on what each of the element means. So we have all these small things. How do you do it? You go and interview. So from the interview, you have all this. Okay. And later on, but how do you actually, the next level of framework, how do you ensure that this is what you interview from just a few people should be retained in the framework after this? Because you need validation.
Yes.
Okay, and there was one thing that I think that you should consider is that okay, at this point of time, okay, if there is expert, do you know any expert, those you consider an expert in some of these areas, an expert? Okay, so what is the expert? You can actually identify what is the qualification of the expert to be an expert in this. Okay, take this framework. Okay, you can do an interview with this expert. Okay, asking about how relevant for all these elements to be here in your framework.
Okay.
And
Professional
also,
evaluation.
yes, so this is part of action research. You go to the expert. You go to the expert. And you also can also ask what's missing from the framework. Something that you may not gather from the interview.
Yes.
So my comment, although with all the pandemic and so on, I think this is very good, because I think what you are giving now is something that I have not seen. This level of, it covers many things. I've not seen such as this, which is good. So when people, it's new to those who have read a lot. So then I see this is new, something new. So this is unique. And this is where PhD comes in, because you are contributing new knowledge, new ideas. But actually the ideas are all there. Just a matter of you look in a different point of view. Okay, and you actually share, and the focus will be different, because now you have a different focus. Because when people talk about ICT adoption, currently it's just a matter of, oh, you want to use IT, you want to use IT, you want to use IT, and that's it. But now you actually take this one step further, whereby this is the use of IT, not just for the use of IT, but use of IT that supports in terms of the improvement of the socio-economy concepts, aspects of the Banja structure within the Banja. Okay, Okay, for Wang Ling, you may know what is the banja and so on. This is a special, it's bigger than a village, right?
Lower, the lowest
Lower.
level.
It is a village, but it's like a subset of a village.
Yes.
And this banja is very traditional. Traditional means
Yes.
that it has been around for
From 10th century.
oh,
10.
thousand years and
Yeah.
so on. So it's like some of a heritage for the people of Bali. But now, in the changing of times, okay, still we want to preserve the heritage, but they need to change because if they cannot keep up with what's going on around, then this heritage will die.
Yes.
Okay, so this is like you take a traditional structure, which is actually the way that it's like a village, smaller than a village because you have several banjas in a village. It's very unique. That's why it's difficult even for me to actually show you an example because the example does not exist even in Malaysia. It's very unique to Bali, not even the rest of Indonesia, right?
Yes, yes. Another
Yes,
province we don't have.
yes, it is a very specific in Bali. So this is like a heritage, a cultural heritage for the people of Bali. And now what we are trying to do is that how do we actually incorporate ICT, the smart concept of ICT, uh, to ensure that this banja will thrive, okay, will be better, and the people within the banja will benefit in terms of social, economy, and financially. But at the same time, this heritage can be preserved. This is the main goal, and you can see that when people ask, fine, this is very good. Why are you doing this? To preserve, okay, to preserve the banja heritage of people of Bali to survive in the 21st century. So that is a very big aim, objective. And nobody can deny the importance of what you are trying to do.
Thank you, Prof.
At least now you come out framework. Definitely when people ask, okay, can we see all those payment system? Of course, that's not part of the PhD because it's impossible. You may need the whole of the government of Indonesia like for 10 years with like trillions or zillions of rupiah. I do not know because rupiah the value is like thousand million and so on. Okay, we need to have that, but of course you cannot build everything. But at least conceptually, the concept is something that you can actually introduce. Okay, and how you want to introduce the concept based on a framework, you develop framework and so on. You try to develop that systematically, systematically and rigorously. So systematically meaning that there is proper way of developing. For example, now what you have done, let me recap. This is like research methodology, Wang Ling, okay? Okay, of course your research will be different, but the concept is the same, meaning that first, you start off with literature, right? So when you come up, first you started with literature. Okay, you have some idea. Sometimes when you started, you are not sure of your idea, right? But then we try to refine the idea. You read a lot. Then we identify, okay, from the many things, even there were, when he started, he's not, I think this smart concept was not in existence, right?
No.
I can't
1
remember
year
what
to convince you, Prof. 1 year to convince you.
Okay. So when actually we actually actually not me, they were actually read a lot. Then then he identified one important concept, meaning very interesting, this banja. So we focus on this. Okay, from this we look at, okay, why is it important? Why is it important for us to be able to do this PhD? Okay, and then so what are the focus? Okay, then we are trying focusing on the the financing, economics, and so on. Focus on that. So once you have the scope, then we thinking, okay, from the literature, can we come up with a framework? So actually, I think they were actually came up with a framework which he has briefly showed previously. Okay, that's part of the research, the proposal defense, right?
Yes.
Okay, and now from the literature, then you see that okay, we cannot just create an idea from literature. So what's next? Okay, let us expand this very general concept to something that is more detailed. So what is that? So this is where I think in terms of Dewa, he actually conducted interview. So he actually interviewed the important stakeholders, those who are involved in this, to see what aspects that can be identified, so that this you can see that this what you see here, this is what we call conceptual framework. Conceptual, because it's just concept, but you cannot see what's inside. It's just, for example, we can see that this person is a good person. Good is a concept, but then what does good means? Oh, he actually then you detail out. Good means that he always smile to people, he helps people, he gives charity, okay, gives charity, he does not hurt people, he shares some of his wealth with those in need. That is the operationalization of the concept. So you get from the very conceptual thing, such as good person, to something that you can actually operationalize. Operationalize is like go detail. It's like, okay, when you say that person is good, what does it mean? Oh, it gives charity. It gives to charity. That person helps people. That person always smile to people. Smile is actually is good thing. Smile to people. This person always speak good words to people. Okay, so that is the operationalization. So now what Dewa has been doing now, from this conceptual concept, from the interview, then we have all those, the blue box, the pink box, and so on. Good details. This is like what we call the operationalization of that particular concept. SMART. What does SMART mean? What does SMART mean? These are all defines what SMART mean. Okay, and that is from the interview. But then when you go into methodology, you say from an interview, you cannot say that this is okay just from one person, this is it. It's not enough. Okay, so basically there are two ways of you go how we go about. One is that when you have come up with this quite detailed what we call operationalized framework. Operationalized framework, that's the term. Okay, we can get this normally. If you go back to, if you remember, there were the action research. There is the expert, right?
Yes.
The expert. So can you get an expert after this to have a look, okay, at your framework and suggest, he may give some feedback to you. Feedback. Okay, he may consider, oh, you are missing one important thing here. He gives his expert opinion, which doesn't mean that you should include, but you, based on that input, you should consider.
Okay.
And then when you consider, you will actually justify whether the one that has been suggested to you should or should not be included, based on strong justification, based on your argument.
Yes.
Okay, so these are, when it comes, this is the expert. I mean, this is part of action research.
Okay.
And later on, after this, then you can consider doing a survey. Doing a survey. Survey is more of, now when you have do a survey, This is, you have quantitative data whereby you can actually implement some statistical analysis to show that this is agreed upon. So meaning that when you say that there is like a capacity building is one important element, so is it agreeable by those who are the respondents, just to justify this? Okay, so these are among the parts that we can go about. Actually, although it seems that you say like, of course, it's true. 2 years, we are quite stuck in the pandemic. But from what I see, this is a very good progress.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
Taking into consideration our situation the past 2 years.
Thank you.
So we have consider this is very good. Okay, very good. Okay, now about the paper. Okay, you want to share the paper? Can you actually just brief on your publication?
Yes, just a little bit. I want to give you information about the progress of the paper. After we have rejected from the IEEE, the Q1, the Dr. Basila motivate me that the paper can publish in the Q1, but I think because there is no data in that paper, I think that's not qualified enough to Q1. So I degrade
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after these things, we included in our research and make the paper that's
Yes.
qualified for the Q1.
Okay.
Yes.
So don't worry about being rejected. It is a
Yes.
normal thing.
Yes.
It is normal to be rejected. So don't cry.
No, I'm strong enough, Prof.
Yeah. Because normally sometimes people reject you 5 times, or
Yes.
people rejected you 9 times.
Yes, Prof.
And the 10th time only then they accepted. So that is a normal thing. So don't worry about this.
Yes, Prof.
What's important is that of course it is not a requirement for you to even get like a Q1, or
Yes.
it's just a matter of if you can publish, that's good enough. Okay.
Yes. Yes, Prof.
On the Scopus kan, if it is published in a journal, that's good enough. But of course we try to actually target something that is higher, so we try.
Yes.
No problem. Trying. Okay, so this is good. Okay, now for next week, can we actually meet again about around this time, because on Wednesday my class is from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So
Wow.
I have actually some time between lunch until like I stop at 5. So I need like 30 minutes. Normally I do my routine daily prayer. Okay, just a few minutes. Have a rest. Then 5:30 I have another class until 7:30 p.m. So
Okay.
75 is done. It's done. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
but I think it's a good job. Okay, let us set for you similar time, about 3 p.m. next week.
Okay.
At least based on your understanding from the interview, try to actually label. Doesn't mean that you need to change the color, but just put some labeling somewhere, so that you can see that this is like, for example, this is moderate, this is low, this is high. At least we have when we look at the whole picture, we can see, oh, this is how things are, the current things. Okay, what are the current things? And perhaps some of the things that is low because they may not know that this is something that you must have, maybe. Okay, so
Okay.
this is something that we can recommend to them. Okay, that was very good job. Thank you very much for
Okay.
your sharing. Okay, so actually previously I've been promising, actually regret to say that actually Wang Ling has been actually prepared to present, but normally when you have previously, okay, my wife was sick, hospitalized, okay, and then other family members hospitalized, so it's like a difficult situation for me to focus. But I think you are focused, Wang Ling is focused, but
Okay.
I was not focused. So the problem is with the supervisor, not with the student. But today, I think she wants to share a little bit because she has only started this year. So at the level of literature review, if you can see, they were initially, she is still looking for what to do in terms of the scope.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I think she is quite worried. But like I say, you can ask Dewa.
Yes,
Initially,
I can
this
help.
is normal, right?
Yes, that's normal things. They're really
Yeah.
normal, Prof.
It's normal. So that's why sometimes we have to be very patient. We need to see what literature that you have. Then only once you have read a lot, then you discover, oh, I can focus on this one.
Yes.
This is my PhD. But before that, you have no idea, right?
Yes,
So
that's true.
that's the thing. Okay, so Dewa, thank you. You are free to stick around. So
Okay.
or if you are busy, you can go. But I think one link will be like, I have 45 minutes for you. Can you present anything in 45 minutes? Sharing the literature?
Okay.
Can I stay here,
Yes.
Prof?
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay, okay.
You're welcome.
Want to
And
see?
we actually appreciate input from Dewa. So because it's not just I giving the views, we give ourselves views. Okay, we share ideas. Okay. Okay, please can you share your screen?
Okay. Hello, can you see it?
Okay, still not here. There is not still not sharing. Okay, now. Okay.
Okay. I'm still, yes, I'm very confused, and I look for some thesis, and I'm I'm not sure if I will change the title, but because I communicate with my friend, this PDF is I read the thesis before, and last week I communicated with my friend, and his topic is very interesting. It's about smart intelligent transportation. It is about recommendation system and use recommendation system in transportation. About the recommendation route. If I can, if my literature review is not okay, can I change to that?
Yeah, that is all the possibility because now now the purpose of us doing literature review, because first and foremost, the most important thing that we need to identify from the literature review is that is what we are trying to do is important. Is it important? Is it
Okay.
important? And to whom is it important? Okay, to whom does it is important? For example, like they were previously, he can answer, okay, what I want to do is important. How? Because this is a heritage for the people of Bali. So we want to preserve the heritage. Okay, that's important. Who will benefit this? The people of Bali. You can see that. Okay, now, one thing that is actually one thing that you must actually answer from your research. Okay, when you want to develop something, why is it important for you to do this? If you do not do this, what will happen? What will happen if you do not do this research? Okay, that is why when you actually uh, trying to actually you do literature review, so meaning that what does literature review means? You read what others have done. What others have done. So when you identify what others have done, and you will identify there are some things that others have not done. What others have not done, or perhaps some elements that's not being addressed, but you think that this is important. This is important. So what are these elements? So this is the most, or the first most important thing, the first thing that you need to identify from your literature review. First thing. Not about the technique, not about the things that you will produce, but the question is that, is this important? Okay? So if it is important, but then people say that, oh, others actually have solved that problem, then you may have some trouble in defending your research, because the things that the first thing that any assessor will ask is that, why are you doing this? Is it important? So yeah, it's important to me because I want a PhD, but assessors are not interested in what's important to you, but important to who? Who will benefit from this? Okay, what kind of industry? Who doesn't mean that it is a person. It may be like a particular, to solve a particular problem, perhaps existing recommender system does not address certain issues. Okay, can we pause for about 3 minutes? Like they were just now, it's like prayer time there, but now it's prayer time in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Just for 3 minutes, okay? Okay.
Okay.
So Wang Ling, hello.
Hi.
You are in semester?
No,
you are.
PhD.
Oh yes, the PhD level. And in what semester are you? What semester?
You ask what's the field when I study my master?
No, I'm in the UniKL. I took the PhD now for the two years and a half. So I'm now in the fifth semester. I mean the semester.
Oh, semester.
Yeah.
I'm in the second or the first.
Oh,
I registered on March.
oh, March in 2021.
Yes, 2022.
Oh, 20, March on this year's?
Yes, this year's.
Oh, I think you are now in second semester.
I look thesis. I'm confused. I don't know. I look
That's
a lot
normal.
of thesis.
That's normal. I took 1 years, 2 semester to convince Prof. Sam, and he really helped me about my thesis.
I don't know which point I needed to study, and because I am not very good at big data and AI. I write the research proposal because I just read some thesis.
But
And
what?
I read some thesis, so I wrote the research proposal last year.
Okay.
But this is not my field.
Okay.
I'm not studying this field, just find it's very interesting.
Okay. But you are in IT basic. You have a IT basic. Your magister is
Yes.
IT.
Yes, IT. Telecommunication.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I'm now a teacher, and just teach some basic computer knowledge. So, big data and AI is new to me.
Okay.
Uh,
So Prof. Sam gives you the direction about the big data and AI, or that you choose that topic.
I choose the topic.
Oh, okay.
I choose the topic, but I'm not sure if it's okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I am also not sure whether it is okay or not. No, because what Wang Ling is trying to do is for China, and I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the what's going on specifically in China. So that's why this is something that we are trying to look into. Okay, and one thing is that, like I say, that Wang Ling previously does not focus on this research. It's a different area,
Yes.
right? So this is like you are learning something new
Yeah.
by okay. One thing that I think that just to guide you in doing this
Mm.
literature review is that try to uh from your literature review. Okay, now I think now this is hopefully next week can we have the same time, both of you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Because now this is almost 4:30. Okay.
Mm.
Actually, we did not plan with Wang Ling this afternoon because we were trying to look
Okay.
for
Never mind.
sometimes.
Never
Okay,
mind.
but what
Mm.
you can do is that okay, you can go on it for another 1 week. Okay,
Mm.
try to answer. Okay, there is okay. I give you a question. Answer this
Mm.
question.
Mm.
Okay, now question number one. Okay,
Mm.
what are you trying to produce? Question number
Produce.
one. What are you trying to produce for your
Mm.
PhD? So what is the actually the final outcome? What are you
Mm.
trying to produce? Okay, that is
Mm.
question number one.
Okay.
Question number two. Uh, why is it important? So meaning that you want to spend like many years, 3 years, 4 years for this. Why is it important? Not important to you, but important to the those who will benefit from what you want to produce. Why is it important? Number two.
Mm.
Number three, what's wrong with the existing ways? Or meaning that the current situation now, what is wrong or what is lacking with what's going on in China? Okay, what's wrong? What is lacking? Number
Lack.
three,
Lack.
lack, L-A-C-K. Lack means that something that
It's missing.
you do not have. Okay,
Okay. Do not
something. Okay, yeah, something that you do not have, should have,
have.
but you do not have. For
No.
example, let's say
We
that
have.
example, recommender system does not give an accurate recommendation. That is one problem. Okay,
Mm.
yeah, and at the end of the day, from what you do, why do you think that how do you think that your work will be different from those other people's work? Because in this field, people has actually suggested many things. So how will your work be different from other people's work?
Mm.
Just roughly. Okay. Answer that for question next week.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
Uh, for example, I give you like question number 4. Okay, what
Mm.
kind of answer? Okay, you can say that, okay, you have like A A is developed a technique or something that is developed by someone. A has the advantage of doing this, but it lacks. It does not do this very well. This. You go to B, a different thing, different technology, different recommender system. It does very good in this, but it does not do very well in some other things. C, and so on. So this is where literature review comes, meaning that you actually review what's going on with other people's work. And at the end of the day, no, my work is that I'm going to solve all this problem. For example, okay. And then my work will be able to, what's the benefit, or what are the benefits that you think that you want to focus on? So that is, for example, some ideas that perhaps you may think that, okay, this one recommended system is very general, but you go to like I do not know, outside Shanghai, it will be different, or Shanghai, it will be different. I do not know. But at the end of the day, these are the 4 questions that you must try to answer from what you have read. Because we want to look for something that is different. Okay. Dewa can remember previously, he was like, he did not know what to do. Because what he wants to do is actually all has been done by other people.
Yes.
So there's no uniqueness. So this is why I always try to look for, okay, like Wang Ling. So basically, you can have a look at how you can create something that is different. So like Dewa previously, he did not focus on try to solve the world's problem, because in the world, he actually tried to do the big enterprises. Then I say that, why don't you focus on the small people, those who are from the lower income, small businesses? Okay, how will that benefit what you want to do? Because now the current model, you can see many of these models are focuses on the big enterprises. Okay, those, but not on the small people. So these are that's our focus. But in your case, I cannot say that for the small people, but at the end of the day, because you are focusing on the technology itself, see, so you must focus on what aspect of the recommender system that you think that you want to improve from your research, because you cannot be able to improve everything. So that's why when you read up, you can see that, oh, you can improve this aspect A, aspect B, aspect C, aspect D, E, F, G, H, I, J, for example, many aspects. But at the end of the day, if you want to going to cover A until J, then it will take like 10 years to complete your PhD. Then this is where, from what we read, okay, let us focus on just, let's say, 2 or 3 aspects. This is the focus of your research, and we know that it is possible to complete this within 3 years. Okay, so that's what literature review is all about. Because first, you are trying to identify what you want to do for your research. Don't think of how you want to do it. What? Just the scope. Okay.
I know.
Okay, so don't worry about this. It is normal for you to be stuck for the first 6 months. Believe me. I myself, when doing PhD, actually I completed my PhD in 3 years. Okay. First 6 months, I was struggling, not sure what to do. We have some vague ideas, but then when we read out, then we think, people have done this. People have done this. People have done this. So what I'm going to do? My problem is not having a problem. Because all the problems has been solved. So what do I do? So this is something that you have to be patient. But when I say patient, you must be very hardworking in try to read. You have to read a lot. And it is normal. Sometimes you read like 100 papers it is normal just to find just 10 papers that is like relevant to what you are trying to do. It is normal. So this is where, the skills, you do not need to read every sentence, but you need to just browse to look, okay, is this relevant? So this is relevant. Okay, now put aside, this is relevant. This is not relevant. Put this away. And then try to look to what elements. And sometimes, the things that we are not focusing on, but later on, we remember, I have read something about this in some papers. Previously, I was not thinking, I don't think that is important, but now I think this gives me one good idea. This can be my PhD research. Sometimes it comes like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So when you read all this, sometimes you have like this crazy idea of doing something. Do not be ashamed to share with me, because normally
Okay.
Einstein, people thought he was crazy because of his thinking was different from others, right? But then that is what geniuses are. They have crazy ideas, and they will actually look into this. Okay, so because let us give opportunity to Wang Ling. Okay, 1 week. Okay, I will set from 3 to 5 p.m. Both of you, Dewa and Wang Ling. Okay, we let Dewa present first, 1 hour, and then from 4 to 5. Okay, let us share, answer my question. Okay. Don't cry if you don't have the answer yet. So keep reading, but just share. No problem. So this is what I have read. This is what I think, and so on. So we can actually, sometimes we can give you ideas. Okay, why don't you look into this? So that's the purpose of this reading. So next week, let us have 3 to 5, both of you. I will set this session again, and hopefully we can come up with something that is something that is more concrete, that can help us to move forward with the research. Okay, guys?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Pak.
Okay, that's normal. No problem.
Thank
Okay,
you.
any question?
No.
Enough from
If
me.
I
Okay.
have question, I will communicate with you on WhatsApp.
Yes, that's good. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time. Again, I apologize to you because actually I myself, okay, with all this, we have because we are not very young. You see, elderly people like me, we are not as young as you are. We get lots of different diseases and so on. You have to take care of ourselves.
No,
Okay.
never mind.
So, but I'm looking forward to see you again next week, both of you. Okay.
Yes, Pak.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all the best to you. So if you have anything, any emergency that you may not be able to see me next week, just send me a message. Okay. Okay.
Please share the recording.
Okay.
Pak.
I will share the recording to both of you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Pak.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.